How to create sprints using Jira. Hey everyone, welcome. We hope you're all doing great. In this video, I'll be talking about Jira and how to create sprints in Jira. Well, not necessarily sprints as in when the name sprints, because Jira does not use the name sprints and doesn't necessarily have the option for like actual sprints, but we can just work around it and create something that is almost as similar as sprints, and we can actually just go ahead and do it for free. So basically, you will need to go ahead and go to atlassian.com to get started /software/Jira. To be more specific, when you want to sign up for Jira, click on get it for free, and you'll be able to just sign up, create your account completely for free. And you can just go ahead and get started and follow along with my video and be able to do exactly what I am about to do. So basically, in order to get started, we will need to obviously go to the dashboard of Jira. So we will need to go to Jira. I have already signed in, by the way, so I'm just going to go to my dashboard here. Now, the first thing that you would want to do is have a project well enough to support the so-called sprints. So we'd want to go to projects. We would want to go ahead and create a project, or at least if you have one, it's fine. But I'm going to create a project which is going to be for work management. So I'm just going to work management, and then I will just, you have all of these templates, and you can just go ahead and you can see task tracking, you can see project management. I believe I'm just going to go for task tracking for the time being, but anything works. I'm just going to go for the task tracking template, and I'm just going to go ahead and name it sprinting tutorial project. I'm just going to be using this template, and we can just go ahead and click on create project. Basically, underneath this template of a project, we will be able to create our sprints, tasks, and so much more. So here we can just simply do all of those things, and we have multiple views here to see them as well. Mostly we're going to be using the timeline view, but if you want to use a different one, completely up to you as well. Let's dismiss this. I don't really need that. List view also works. Anyways, regardless, to actually go ahead and create a sprint, it's going to be called a ticket. It's not going to be called a sprint, but we can give it as much detail as possible to make it act almost the same as a sprint. Well, unfortunately, for the time being, we don't really have the actual option to add a sprint. You can see if we just go to search, go to sprint, there's nothing should show up here. Only the project that we have just created. But we would want to work as close as possible. So we would want to create a new one. To create a new one, you just click on the top button here, which says create. And we can also use it from here, but I'm just going to do it from the top here because it's going to be easier for us to do in the future if we have a bunch of already existing tasks. So click on create, and now we will be able to go ahead and create our task. So here we have our project selected. The issue type is going to be a task. Now you can add more issues if you want, or types of issues. And we have the status for it, we have the to do. And here is going to be the summary, which is going to be like pretty much just in a few words summarizing exactly what this sprint is about. Finishing, or let's just do writing a script. And then we would want to add a description for more details. So we would want to add more details about the script. Obviously not write this, but like actually create one. Now here is going to be where things are going to be getting interesting. We have the assignee. Here is going to be assigned to a specific person. I'm just going to assign myself. And here we have the reporter, which is also going to be me. Basically, the reporter is going to be the one who is creating the ticket, or the one who's actually having an issue if it's a issue that you want to solve. And then we have the priority, which is going to be either highest, high, low, lowest, or medium. I'm just going to keep it as it is. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to keep it as medium. If you have created some labels, this is going to be between you and your team members, whether you want to create labels, which is just going to be more helpful to locate things easier, sprints or tasks a lot easier. Now, here is going to be one of the important parts, which is going to be dates that you want to add for your sprints. So here you can just go ahead and add dates. So we select a date, and we would want it to be done by the 27th. And here we can add some attachments. So if it's a PDF, if it's an image, if it's a video, this is going to be helping with the ticket that we are raising or the sprint. We can just simply click on browse, upload the actual thing and or attachment, and be able to use it or allow team members to use it to make things easier for them. Now here is going to be an actual estimate to how long this is going to take for the issue to be solved, basically, or the task to be done. You would want to enter an approximate time for it to be done. Obviously, it's going to be something like 1 day or 5 days, 1 week. Let's just do 1 week and just leave it as it is. But you can obviously be more specific with it. So this is going to help allow the people who are working on the sprint to know exactly the time that they have. Not only that, but they also have the due dates reminding them constantly about the time that they need to finish it in. Now, the start date, you can also go ahead and add it. I'm just going to add it so that they start Saturday. Saturday is kind of cruel, so I'm just going to go to Sunday instead. So they can actually go ahead and start working on it on Sunday. Now we have more stuff here as in category, for example, if you have created some categories, which is again going to be more elements that are going to help organize your team work and all of those things. So after the category is done, we can set up a team that is going to be associated with this issue. We can just go ahead and select the team that we have previously created. Obviously, you would want to create a team beforehand. And then lastly, we have the linked issues here. So is it caused by a specific thing or whether it's going to be duplicated by and so much more. You have all of those things to choose from. And then after this, you could obviously choose the select the issues. You would want to select the actual issue itself. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that as it is. I'm just going to go ahead and click on create. And now it should actually show up in here. And all the other tasks and sprints we are going to also show up in here. Now here we can see the status, which is to do category. You would want to create a category for sprints, for example, just to be able to differentiate between them. Same goes for labels as well, just to make things easier for you and your team members to see the difference between the normal tasks and sprints, or just create a different bucket for them entirely, which you can also do with Jira. Now that we have our actual task or sprint here, there are a few things that we can actually go ahead and do. We can create a completely different one from scratch, just create another one. And we can also edit this one that we have just created as well. We can change a few things like the actual reporter, the dates when it comes to due date and when it starts, priority, and so much more. We can just go ahead and change all of that. Now, one thing that is also very great here is that we can also add subtasks, which could make things a lot easier for our team members. Just, to have some sort of, steps when it comes to completing this project. We can just click on the type. Here we have the task, which we can actually create a different type, which is called sprints ourselves, for more organization options. But we can click on this plus icon here, which is allows us to create a child issue. Click on it, and then we can just go ahead and add a subtask. It's as simple as that, and we can just add the actual task. So write the introduction to the script, and we just click on create. Here we can select the type, which is obviously we have only the subtask type. Click on create, and then you can also create multiple if you want. So with that being said, this is the best that we can do when it comes to creating sprints in Jira. Now, As I said, there are a few things that could help you be more specific when it comes to sprints, like changing the actual, like creating a different type, completely different type, that is actually called sprints. Not only that, but creating a category which is like related to sprints, and same goes for labels here. But this is pretty much all we can do when it comes to sprints with Jira. I hope you found this video to be helpful and you have liked this video. And thanks for watching.